Manchester City, Chelsea, and Liverpool are all starting this season with a new manager, and one of these appointments only happened because a man secretly walked out on his own club, 2.5 years still left on his contract. Pep Guardiola is gone. 10 years, 20 trophies, a first-ever Champions League, a treble, 4 consecutive Premier League titles. In May 2026, he walked away. His replacement is Enzo Maresca, hired on a 3-year contract after working at City 3 separate times. He ran their youth team in 2020, assisted Pep during the 2022-23 treble, and now he's back running the whole thing, but Maresca was Chelsea's head coach when City came calling. He resigned from Stamford Bridge on New Year's Day 2026 with 2.5 years still on his contract. Chelsea released a statement saying he'd been secretly speaking with City for months, that his head and heart were never at the club, and that his mid-season exit wrecked their entire campaign. Chelsea finished 10th after he left, missing out on Europe entirely. City paid Chelsea over £17 million in compensation. Maresca reportedly paid some of it out of his own pocket. The squad he inherits isn't the same squad Pep built his dynasty with. Bernardo Silva left for Real Madrid on a free. John Stones is gone. Nathan Ake moved to Fenerbahce. The biggest incoming is Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest for a club record £116 million. But Rodri is still refusing to sign a new contract, and Real Madrid have agreed personal terms with him. If Rodri leaves, Maresca loses the most important player in the squad before the season starts. Maresca has to replace a legend, rebuild an aging squad mid-transition, and do it with the whole league watching for the first crack. Chelsea's answer was Xabi Alonso, their 6th permanent manager since the current ownership took over in 2022. Alonso won Bayer Leverkusen their first ever Bundesliga title, unbeaten, a genuine European Manager of the Year season. Then he took the Real Madrid job, and it fell apart in 6 months. Vinicius Jr., Bellingham and Valverde all stopped buying into his methods. Real Madrid sacked him after just over 200 days. Chelsea are betting on the Leverkusen version of Alonso, not the Madrid version, and he's walking into the exact same possession-heavy, build-from-the-back philosophy that got his predecessor jeered by Chelsea's own fans. Under Maresca, supporters at Stamford Bridge booed players for passing backwards. Maresca publicly said if his goalkeeper played a long ball, he'd substitute him. Alonso arrives promising the same demands on a fan base that already showed limited patience for it. Chelsea are also starting this season with no European football for the first time in years. They finished 10th after the chaos of losing their manager on New Year's Day, going through Liam Rosenior, who was sacked in April, then finishing under academy coach Kelly McFarlane. 3 different managers in one campaign. Alonso has to bring stability to a squad that hasn't had any since the ownership change, knowing that if he loses the dressing room the way he did at the Bernabeu, his leash will be shorter than anyone at Stamford Bridge wants to admit. Arne Slot won the Premier League in his first season. Then Liverpool won one of their last 5 league games and it cost him the job. A title winner sacked within a year. Liverpool's answer was Andoni Iraola on a 2-year contract after 3 years turning Bournemouth into one of the most fearless pressing teams in the league. But Iraola inherits a squad that has been gutted. Mohamed Salah is gone. Andy Robertson is gone. Ibrahima Konate is gone. 3 of Liverpool's most important players from the title-winning season all departed. The replacements so far are Jeremy Jacquet, a 21-year-old centre-back from Rennes, Ronald Araujo on loan from Barcelona after struggling for form, and Victor Muñoz, a young winger from Osasuna who isn't expected to start. Iraola himself has publicly said there are obvious areas where Liverpool still needs signings. Pre-season hasn't been reassuring. Liverpool threw away 2-goal leads against both Leeds and Monaco. Record signings Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak both underwhelmed in their first seasons, and Iraola is banking on both clicking under his system. He's described Wirtz as someone who suits his game model perfectly, but the German barely trained with the full squad because of his late World Cup return. Iraola's first league match is away at Newcastle, and the questions about whether he belongs at this level will start before full time. 3 of England's biggest clubs, 3 managers with something to prove. Maresca has to follow a legend without the ugly exit following him around. Alonso has to prove Real Madrid was the exception, not the truth. Iraola has to prove Bournemouth football travels to a club missing half its spine. One of them will look like a genius by May. One of them might not survive to see it.